Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of History 311 Online. By now, you should have gotten your feet wet with the Canvas online course format and completed the first of our course assignments, the syllabus quiz and the discussion post introduction assignment. For week 2, we will move deeper into the content of U.S. history by examining the effects of the Civil War on American society. The Civil War years, 1861 to 1865, and the experiences they fostered are fundamental to the American history that follows, and the character of our nation still today. As you'll learn this week, even core values are subject to enormous conflicts in the vortex of history, and how we as Americans confronted each other in the Civil War has gone a long way toward defining who we are ever since. And that's the point about war this semester. Whenever the American people have gone to war, the experience has changed our country in profound ways, far beyond the patriotic slogans and posters and bumper stickers. Even in our own time, whether it be the flying of a Confederate battle flag or the uproar over the removal of Confederate statues, the Civil War has remained a political and cultural touchstone for how modern Americans not only perceive the past, but more often how they perceive each other now in our own time as well. Sometimes historical subjects and historical memories become hijacked and mixed up, and I want you to think about how our country's misremembering of the Civil War, especially the tendency to sentimentalize and romanticize it, have contributed to conflicts in our own time, with claims of history and heritage thrown around with almost no fact-checking or careful consideration of the evidence. On its own terms, the Civil War represented the tragic failure of the more perfect union which the Founding Fathers had promised after the Revolution. And as Americans slaughtered Americans on American soil during the Civil War, and almost 700,000 Americans died as a result. Remember, that's more American dead in the Civil War alone than all of America's other wars combined. Yet paradoxically, the Civil War's destruction also affirmed the founders' promise of liberty and equality among citizens by destroying slavery, an institution that existed for more than 200 years in America. Slavery had been a fundamental cause of the war, and though few people would have predicted the abolition of slavery at the war's outset, that's exactly what happened. The Civil War opened, therefore, a new chapter in America's history with the abolition of slavery and a new possibility for liberty and equality, even as it exacted a terrible toll of destruction and loss of human life. To illustrate these conflicting themes, you'll be watching and studying a lecture on the landscape of destruction this week, which deals with America at the end of the Civil War. And you'll read an essay by the award-winning Civil War historian James McPherson and have a chance to take an extra credit quiz based on that reading. You'll also read a set of primary historical documents dealing with Union General William Tecumseh Sherman and his battle decisions late in the war. You'll have a chance to write about General Sherman's destructive war in your first discussion post assignment. Finally, you'll read perhaps the most famous speech in American history, Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and try to determine its part in our understanding of the war. So a lot to do this week. Check out the assignment overview for week 2 in order to keep it all straight. But don't forget to enjoy the materials I've provided. I, myself, enjoyed reading introductory discussion posts from last week. And I wasn't surprised to see that many of you expressed some anxiety about taking a course online. I understand that, but I also hope you'll begin to see that the history we study this semester invites you to participate in the framing of our past. I'm not interested in slamming you with endless information, but I do want you to discover American history in a new way, to make thoughtful decisions about our past, find connections with our present, and advance your own understanding of who you are as a result. Be sure to contact me with your questions or concerns. I thank you in advance for your patience while we address the various and sundry delays that can come with operating a course online. I will try to grade your various assignments in a timely fashion and post scores to your gradebook. But the business of grading is labor-intensive and time-consuming, so I do appreciate your patience. Again, don't hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns, or, if you can, stop by the ARC campus during my office hours and say hello. Have a good week, everyone.